most ancient rediscovery since 3000 whatever years. Short introduction, I am basically this bee right here in the flesh. And let's jump right in. I will show you the nuclear codes printed on the wall. Before that, here's a cute story of that pig. I am essentially here, the OG senpai, and I'm guiding these people right here closer and closer towards the light. They walk in light, towards light, and like closer to light and more with light until they reach the infinity. And I'm guiding them right there. And here are the nuclear codes. Zaki Havas translates them as some cute stories, but here are Flower of Life invocations. There are 4 of them, and all 4 can be combined. And basically this is what will make humans immortal. Here is the part of Mark of the Beast. Here is a tutorial How-2-Jesus. All is here. That's what I mean. Most ancient rediscovery since 3000 whatever the heck years. But these strips from bottom up, they describe Flower of Life invocations. I will guide you through all of them, and maybe one day you can be this bee right here that is ready to jump into the infinity. So if you combine these patterns, 3 of them or 4 of them, so you have 81 steps or 111, and you can do some of this shit right here. Here is a triple OG Dendera light invocation and a quad OG Dendera light invocation. And what they do, basically a triple one is the highest magnitude life force invocation, and with this shit, Jesus was risen from the dead. So Jesus was teaching other mates, they trained hard, and in a couple of years they could invoke this 3 pattern highest magnitude invocation, and they rose Jesus up from the grave. And then there is the quad OG Dendera light. At the top it adds free will infinity invocation, and this allows you to become the ultimate creator. But 111 steps is nothing to be squandered of. It's really hard to juice it fully with light, but all creativity of universe is yours if you can manage to invoke it. So let's jump right into the patterns. We have the forbidden folder here. And patterns are on the flower board. Here are the curves that the light can flow through. And these hieroglyphics, you have to understand that they are depicting the pattern parts and how they curve from one part to the other and the infinity at the end. So these are the pattern parts for human and also for ape. But this is the base of the pattern, and there is also infinity going one way or the other. For us, it blasts into the mind. For apes, it blasts into the body and curves them over, and they express their infinity with the body. So let's jump right in on the first pattern, the first life force that the light created. It created grass, and with the other infinity of this pattern, it created mushrooms. So first in the sequence, the sun, it tastes itself with a tongue, so grass, flowers. And the second pattern in the sequence is mushrooms. So first light tastes itself and then it puts its mushroom inside. So let's jump right in with the first pattern. We have here seed of life. This is the pattern that makes all grass, flowers, and there are other ways to combine these 6 blades. These 6 petals, and you can create all kinds of edges in the ground. And if infinity goes this way, this is the first pattern in the sequence, it creates the flowers, and you can also curve it other way for the second pattern in the sequence, and you blow up a mushroom. So this is the pattern. Let's jump right in. And it's hard to explain this, but you have to feel it. But basically flower parts, patterns, and infinity is described in these hieroglyphics right here. So this is the seed of life, the first pattern ever in this light life light spectrum sequence. Now let's jump right into the second one. So from the bottom up, you are invoking, you are suckling this light in and going closer to the infinity. The second pattern is the 3 life force. 3 life forces infinity blows this way, but if you go the other way on this pattern, you make a bush life force. This is not the third and fourth pattern in the sequence, but this is much later. So first the sun creates with the smallest living shape all life forms, and our human life form as well starts with this smallest shape. So first the sun created all plants and veggies and mushrooms, and we were already accounted in this sequence very early on. So God in the flesh, it intended to be in the sequence very early on. So are very close related to the plants, as in this life light spectrum. We in the sequence are very close and early on. So the second pattern is 3. Here we have the first this flower pattern part, and it repeats all the way around. And you have to also feel it in this light strip, but this pattern is depicted here. Now is the third one, the snake, the most juiciest with life, because the snake, it starts with the fourth living creature, and it initiates with the most juice, and how light flows through the pattern, it like amplifies and makes it the hardest hitting life force. So snake life force is here. This is the snake life force pattern, and it is depicted here. Kinda you can tell it has some steps. You have to understand that it's the largest, the snakes, that we're curving the light through the pattern and we're going like a snake. Here we're curving one way, so let me hit that pattern. So we can come in, we curve it this way, and then we curve here. So this is this way, then there is that little one, and then here it flips other way. And it is this one, so it comes here, and it curves the second living creature here, and then it again curves the small one, and the last one it blasts again another one, and the infinity it flips over and it blasts it this way, and it is depicted here. So you curve it, and then you blast the infinity for the snake. And the fourth one, this I frankly discovered first one, deciphered, and from the top down I deciphered it, and then I looked at it, I understood these hieroglyphics need to be sucked in from the bottom up. So that, as I said, is the free will invocation for the human, and here is the pattern of it. So you do initiation, legs, abdomen, chest, you have the magical arms, and then you draw the head with a mind, and you blast infinity into the mind. So here are the pattern parts. It is very peculiar how they made it like hidden, but in plain sight. They were clicking and clacking their sandals on the marble, but basically nobody other than these OG students and this senpai me, basically nobody really knew, because even till today they are translating this as some cute stories, but these are pattern parts and essentially nuclear codes standing on the wall waiting to be rediscovered, but today they are rediscovered. So this is the free will invocation. Here is the first part, the initiation, the legs, the abdomen. And it's really hard to explain it, because this shit you have to feel. But here we have the first, we're curling and we have the initiation, we're curving the legs, and then we're cross curving the abdomen. And here is a feather, and with feather, yes, you have to understand it's with the flower patterns and these curves. You can curve here or you can cross curve. So you flick it like a feather, and the light it flips. It smoothly flips over. So you go one way, or it smoothly flicks the feather, it goes the other way. So here are the other parts. Here is the chest, the magical arms. So these are the magical arms. Here is the chest, and here is the mind. But also you have to see this curve here going up to the human, and the human is raising its arms because you invoke this shit. Your shit just flies up, and this is the last pattern part, which is the mind, but also that infinity 32 and 33 it blasts into the mind. And these four you can combine, and how you combine them, you have the seed, but for seed you don't blast the infinity, you're at the center, it's no longer one is only at the beginning, and you continue, you start to draw the next pattern. You draw the next pattern as well. On that you don't blast the infinity, you're in the center, you don't count that one to it, and you draw the third pattern, again at the center, you don't count that one, and you draw the fourth one, the free will infinity, and for that you blast the infinity and you successfully invoke the quad OG Dendera light.